Hey, what's up, everybody? Or should I say good morning? At least it's morning for me at the time I'm recording this video. I got my Taylor Swift zombie coffee mug, and I'm just having that first wonderful morning coffee. Well, this is a fitness update. Um, I occasionally get asked to update, do updates about my fitness because although this is primarily a gaming channel, many of you know I went through a weight loss transformation back in 2020, and I've been keeping the weight off and working out on a regular basis. So that's my fitness update. See you later. No, I'm actually going to answer some specific questions. I made a community post and I asked people what they would like me to address in this video. And I'm going to take some time to answer those questions. But first, I will just give you a general update. So I have been keeping the weight off. I started around 230 pounds. I'm about 5'7", and I was 230 pounds at my heaviest weight, and that's when I was powerlifting in my 20s. And then I hurt my shoulder, and I lost some weight. I went down to around 210, 215. And then I started doing lots of cardio, and I went down to 165. And then I stopped doing cardio and stopped exercising and working out altogether and went back up to around 200. And then I decided a couple years later, I'm going to get serious. I'm tired of feeling lazy and not liking what I see in the mirror. So I went on a crash diet and I went from about 200 pounds down to about 145 pounds. I think I was about 143 pounds back in May at my leanest. It took me a couple years to better my relationship with food. I would say my relationship with food is better now, but still slightly unhealthy because I still find myself binge eating from time to time. But fortunately, it doesn't seem to affect me very much, and I am, working on getting that under control. But I love my pizza nights. I'm never gonna stop my pizza nights. um, so long story short, where I am right now, I am still working out every day. I'm lifting weights about 5 to 6 days a week. I'm walking 4 to 5 miles a day. And I usually do about 20 or 30 minutes of some steady state cardio every day. And I try to keep my calorie intake around my maintenance, which is just enough to not gain any weight and not lose any weight either. I'm pretty happy with the weight that I'm at right now, which is about 153 pounds. So back in May, I was about 143 pounds and I felt tired all the time. I felt like I was not allowed to eat enough. And I looked good as far as like with my shirt off, six pack, shredded and everything, but it just wasn't sustainable. So I decided to try and gain a little weight back so I would feel better overall. So since May, I have slowly been gaining a little weight, and I've gone up to, the last time I weighed myself, I was 152 pounds. So I'm assuming I'm still right around 152, 153. This seems to be where my body's comfortable at. My body fat percentage right now when I was at 143, or my body fat percentage when I was at 143 was probably around like 9 to 10%. And now I think my body fat percentage is somewhere around 12 or 13%, which feels so much better. I have so much more energy because not all fat is bad fat. Your body needs some, it needs some fat just to survive, and if you take all that fat away, it can be pretty detrimental to your health. So I think I took the dieting a little too far, and I think I got a little too lean, and so now I'm just trying to come back up to a healthy weight. I might gain a few more pounds, I'm not sure, but I'm feeling much better around 152, 153 pounds than I was at 143 pounds. And for anybody, pretty much no matter how tall you are, 143 pounds is pretty light. And I want to work now. I want to focus more now on building muscle and getting a little bigger, I've been working out, sorry. Getting a little bigger and building muscle instead of strictly focusing on just keeping my body fat percentage down. And in order to build muscle, you do have to be at a healthy body fat percentage. You don't have to go crazy and like gain 100 pounds just to build some muscle, but you also You know, you can't eat in a caloric deficit. You have to eat at least enough calories for maintenance and even a little bit of a surplus so that your muscles have something, you know, to build. Because if you don't eat enough, it doesn't matter how much you work out, you're not going to gain muscle. And if you eat too much, it doesn't matter how much you work out, you're going to gain fat. So that's where I'm at right now, just trying to find a comfortable place to stay at, to where I look good and where I feel good, but I don't necessarily need to look like I have a six-pack 24/7. You know, that's wow, that's really hard to do. So now I'm going to answer some questions that people had for me. And that's my fitness update. I'm still doing it. I'm still working out. I'm still eating healthy, following the 80-20 rule. 80% healthy eating and 20% pizza. For me, it's pizza. And I am definitely keeping the fat off and trying to find the healthy weight that my body wants to have. All right, so let's move the webcam down here. Sorry. Got my Taylor Swift background still. And let's pull up. Let's make sure my webcam's not going to be in the way from the comments here. Oh, that looks perfect. All right, great. So I'm gonna answer some questions that people had for me. And if you just click this video just to see my personal fitness update, that's it. That's all I have to say. If you want to stick around and listen to the answers to some of these common questions, then great. Here we go. So I'm probably going to butcher some of these names when I read them. Ah, so good. So I apologize ahead of time for butchering names. So we've got Dalen Regaldo Pena says he wants to know about nutrition and daily routine. So I think we pretty much just talked about that. I walk 4 or 5 miles a day. I lift weights 5 to 6 days a week, and I get in 20 or 30 minutes of cardio, sometimes every day, sometimes every other day, depending on how I feel. My nutrition is 80-20, 80% healthy, 20% pizza. Mike Gillis, I'd love to hear about balancing meal prep with daily life. Meal prepping takes so much time out of the day. Any tips and pointers for balancing that time into your life? Well, I do meal prep, but I don't meal prep for the whole day or even the whole week. I cook my meals when I'm ready to eat. And I've spent the past couple years coming up with my own recipes and finding recipes online that only take 15-20 minutes to cook and that are amazing. And I would highly suggest Greg Doucette's cookbook. I don't have the cookbook myself, but I did use a lot of the free recipes he has online. So look up Greg Doucette. I think that's going to help a lot. Jason Peters says, finding the motivation to start and keep going seemed to be the hardest for me always. Well, I just want to put it out there. You know, working out every day and counting calories, and, you know, that's not for everybody. It's definitely not for everybody. If you have tried multiple times to get into it and just can't find the motivation, it might not be for you. I'm not saying you shouldn't get healthy. I'm just saying maybe you should find a different way. Instead of trying to be, you know, like super extreme and change all your habits at once. For me, motivation to work out is not a problem. I've always enjoyed working out and exercising since I was a little kid, so I don't need motivation to do it. It's just something that I've always enjoyed. So, hope that helps. Just find something you like to do. That's pretty much it. You don't have to lift weights, you know. You don't have to do anything. I mean, just it's all about finding something you enjoy doing, you know, that keeps you in shape at the same time. I mean, playing tennis, going on walks, jogging. Jogging's probably a shitty one for most people because jogging kind of sucks. But if you like jogging, you like jogging. But you know what I'm saying. Quincy Coco says, Dave, you're awesome, dude. Hey, thanks, man. Not a question, but I appreciate that. Andrew Wright wants to know, what are my personal bests? Squat, bench, deadlift. So my legs actually are one of the weakest parts of me because I was that guy that always skipped leg day, but now I do legs 2 or 3 times a week. When I first started working out again, I could barely squat 185, and now I can squat 275. I don't know what my bench max is, but the other day I benched 225 for 5 reps, and for deadlift, that's right around 300 pounds. And my body weight stays right around 150 nowadays. I think currently 153. Sniper Dritz. Hey, Average, I'd like to see videos on all of it, man. Okay, man. Oh, I hope you just enjoyed the video. Thanks, bro. Manhattan Gaming says, need a nutrition video. That's one of the hardest things. I'm just going to recommend Greg Doucette. I think Greg Doucette has an amazing cookbook, and he has tons of good recipes you can find on his YouTube channel and tons of tips for staying healthy. I could talk about nutrition for not hours, but days and days and days. But if you're trying to lose weight, then the basic principle is you have to eat less, that you have to consume less energy than the energy you're spending. So that's called a calorie deficit. Your body will lose weight if you don't eat as much as you're spending, and then it will be forced to use your fat reserves, which will burn fat. Omar Brown said, this is a good question. This is the one I was waiting to get to. What workouts did you do specifically to cut belly fat? I've been going to the gym 4 days a week pretty consistently the last 3 years, but all I've really done is gain more muscle on my arms and chest and legs while retaining my gut. And let me tell you, at 5'4", 215 pounds, it's not a great look. Omar, thanks for the question, man. This is one of the most popular questions and probably one of the most popular Google searches. How to burn belly fat. Well, if you're a guy, your belly fat is probably the biggest issue because that's naturally where our bodies like to store fat. Unfortunately, what I've learned is there is no specific way to burn belly fat. When you start losing fat by being in a calorie deficit, the fat will not just go away from your belly. It will go away from everywhere. Most noticeably, you'll see your face start to get thinner and maybe your arms and obviously your stomach and your midsection. But that belly fat, that is the last place to go for like 99% of dudes, okay? So you could be like super lean and still have a little chunk on your belly. It's crazy. The luckiest people in the world are the ones that store their fat more proportionately and not just on their belly. Me, I'm a belly guy too, man. Even when I was down at like 10%, there was still just a little bit of fat that I could pinch down there, and I hated it. So I wish there was an exercise you could do to burn belly fat, but you lose belly fat just the same way you lose any other fat, by not eating as much. So you can work out. You can work out all day long, but if you eat too much, all you're going to do is build muscle, but you won't be able to see it because of the fat. If you want to lose fat, you simply just don't eat as much. One of the best pieces of advice I heard was you don't lose fat by exercising, you lose fat by eating. And that's so true. Andrew says, maybe your diet will be interesting. I've started calisthenics and I don't usually take care how much or what I should eat. I think I focus too much on working out, but eating correctly, it's important too. Yeah, that's what we just talked about. Actually, you can lose all your fat without ever doing one exercise. Or you can lose enough fat to get down to a healthy body weight without ever doing one exercise. It's not about working out. It's about what you eat. So if you think that the way you state that is you say, I think eating is important too. No, eating is the most important. Like that, if you want to lose fat, then it's all about what you eat. You lose fat by what you eat, not your workouts. Mr. Muddy Ducks, I would love to see some chest and shoulders workout. Well, then go to the gym and watch some dudes work out. No, I don't know if I'm going to upload a video of me actually doing a workout, but I think later on in this, somebody asked me what my workout split is, so I'll just answer that now. It's pretty much the classic bro split. Like, for example, if today was Monday, I would probably start with chest and triceps, and then the next day I would do back and biceps, then the next day I would do legs, then the next day I would do shoulders, and if I felt like I need a rest day, I would probably take it. That's pretty much my workout split right there. Arthur wants to know about the weight loss. What did I cut out of my diet? Well, I stopped eating only fast food, and I started eating home-cooked meals and counting my calories to make sure I wasn't eating too much every day. Hurricane Squill says, I'm more curious about the nutrition part of your journey. We already talked about that. Your boy Jones, I would like you to cover nutrition. I never had a problem working out, but my diet is trash. Welcome to like 99% of the world that wants to lose weight. I was the same way, man. I would just work out like crazy, but I would still have my fast food and I would not count any calories. And I'm not saying you have to count calories to lose weight. It's just, for me, it works. Knowing how many calories I'm eating and how many calories I'm putting out every day is a very easy way for me to stay in shape. It doesn't work for everybody, but basically, you know, work out all you want, but if you don't eat right, you know, you're not going to lose fat. Chocolate Thunder says, average sniper is fucking shredded. Thanks, man. A Veracity Offense wants to know about nutrition and diet. We already talked about that. Eric Schmidt wants to know all things nutrition and cheat meals and how to balance that and how to manage calories. He was inspired by my dramatic weight loss, and he lost 25 pounds going from a 35 to 25 BMI. Been plateaued for 9 months, but holding my weight. Hey, man, that's great. Thanks, Eric. It's always good to see you, and that's a great question, man. The biggest thing was about how to balance it. I did a crash diet for 5.5 months, which I should not have done, but at the time I didn't know. A crash diet is when you basically severely undereat, or you subscribe to a diet plan that gives you food and you just eat the food they give you, and it's basically putting you in like 1,000 calories less than what you should be eating per day, which will make you lose weight super fast. It'll make you lose muscle, and there's no room for cheat meals because it's a crash diet. I did that for 5.5 months, and don't get me wrong, it worked. I lost a lot of weight, but it took me about 1.5 years to repair my relationship with food after doing that. So it was a mental thing. It did not teach me the way to eat right. I would say if you're serious about losing weight and you don't want to crash diet and just lose it super fast, change your eating habits slowly. Just start eating more healthy food and learn how to count calories, and look up a macro calculator. Macro calculators are free. You can go online on Google and just type in macro calculator, and it's going to tell you based on your height, age, weight, and how active you are every day exactly how many calories you should be eating to gain weight, lose weight, or stay the same. Macro calculator is what you want, Eric. Flanker Jack, I think I speak for everyone who is in awe of your accomplishment. How do you maintain your gains and not fall off the tracks? Thanks, Flanker Jack. I appreciate that. I enjoy working out. It's one of my favorite things to do. I love going to the gym. I love lifting weights. The hardest thing for me was learning not to eat Chick-fil-A 3 times a day. So hope that answers your question. Thank you. Why did your journey start? Because I hurt my shoulder and couldn't work out anymore. I took about 4 years off, and one day I looked in the mirror and I realized I didn't like looking in the mirror. So I wanted to look in the mirror and actually like what I saw. That's why my journey started, and it's just gotten better from there. Another question about motivation. Just talked about that. I don't need to be motivated because I enjoy what I do. I enjoy losing weight. I like the way I look, and I want to stay that way. So that's all the motivation I need, especially since I've worked out all my life and I already like that. Zombie Cartman needs the shirt that I had in that picture. I was wearing a shirt that said work out because murder is wrong. Al Guzman says, my back is broken, so I'm trying to start a diet with limit workout. Man, if your back is broken, I probably wouldn't even worry about going on a diet. I'd just worry about healing first and then go from there. Oh, yeah. Devin, it says you're going to need to change your channel from Average Sniper to Jack Sniper. I'd be interested in your training split. Hey, thanks, Devin. And you're looking good too, man. I see you on Instagram all the time. Actually, it might have been a while since you uploaded, so make sure you get some pics up there. My training split, I think I already talked about that. It's just like a bro split. I'll have like a chest and tri day, a back and bi day, a leg day, and a shoulder day. And sometimes I'll switch it out and just focus solely on like chest or back or like heavy legs for like 2 hours. So I kind of still do the classic bro split. It works for me. I stay away from the full body workouts because I enjoy going to the gym and I hate taking days off. So I try to split my workouts to where I can go to the gym every single day and still be recovered, at least on the muscle groups that I'm working out. Workouts, nutrition, and cheat meals. E2 Curtio. I probably said your name wrong. I'm sorry. We talked about workouts. We talked about nutrition, but haven't really talked too much about cheat meals. I think actually if you're dieting, I think cheat meals are pretty important because most people don't have a relationship with food to where they eat to live, and they don't not everyone necessarily lives to eat, but it's usually somewhere in the middle. Obviously, food is enjoyable. If you're the type of person out there who doesn't like to eat, you just eat because you need the energy, you're probably lucky because you're probably never ever gonna get fat. But most people actually enjoy food, and they enjoy a burger and a pizza and, you know, dessert and sugar. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that stuff. Certainly love pizza, And I love sugar, but I can't eat it every day. That's how I got overweight, by just giving in to my cravings and eating them every single day. And when I crash dieted for 5.5 months, I did not have one cheat meal, which was a bad idea. It really ruined my relationship with food. So I would say if you're going to lose weight and still try to have cheat meals, which we shouldn't even call them cheat meals because food is food. It's just that if you eat a huge bowl of broccoli, compared to a pizza, the pizza is obviously higher calories, so that's going to add more fat if you want to really break it down to like the simple. So if you know how to count calories, you can actually plan your cheat meals and not gain weight from them, because you can, for example, if you're going to eat an extra 2,000 calories, maybe a couple days leading up to that or a couple days after your cheat meal, you just eat a little less. But you have to be careful with that, because if you start like binge eating and then like starving yourself like the days after your cheat meal or the days leading up to your cheat meal, that can lead to an eating disorder. I mean, there's nothing wrong with intermittent fasting if you're doing it for health reasons and maybe if it works for you. But if your sole reason of like, if your sole reason for existence is just to live for those cheat meals, you definitely need to fix your balance with food, because that's where I was, and that's kind of where I'm teetering, you know, like I look forward to the cheat meals way too much. So I think they're necessary, but you have to be careful with them. And it's probably better just to not eat super restrictive and to incorporate some of those foods that you like so that you don't feel like you're suffering all the time. But yeah, cheat meals is whew, yeah, my cheat meals are serious. Don't even want to go into that. Sultanal Arafan says, good to see you on gym. Thanks, man. I love going to the gym. Matthew Gerard says, everything except cheat meal. I'm already expert level at that. Aren't we all, man? Digital Box, thanks. I'm glad you like the shirt, man. And another question about belly fat from Samurai. Started working out 6 months ago and I've seen the difference, but belly fat is what I need to reduce. That's all about what you eat. You can do 1,000,000 crunches a day. It's not going to make you any skinnier. But if you do 1,000,000 crunches a day and you eat in a calorie deficit, you're going to lose fat. It all comes down to what you eat. I can't say it enough. You can work out all day, every day, but if you eat more calories than the calories you're spending, you're still going to get fat. I mean, honestly, losing fat has nothing to do with working out. It's all about what you put in your mouth. So I think the most common phrase in like the bodybuilding and diet community that really stuck with me is you can't out-train a bad diet, which means if you're going to eat junk food every day and you're going to work out every day, you're still going to be fat. Sorry. I think the only people that rule doesn't apply to is like ultra marathon runners. And even it does even apply to them, because unless you're running an ultra marathon like every day or every other day, you still can't sit around and eat junk food all day long. Your body will just store it as fat because it's so high in calories, you know. Josh wants to see some home exercises. You know what? I go to the gym. I don't really know much about working out at home. When I did work out at home, I actually had like a whole squat rack and bench press and, bench on my back porch. So I don't know anything about home exercises, man. But I do know a great video from Regis and Kathy Lee from the early 90s. No, I'm kidding. Don't watch that video. But yeah, I hope you have some good luck with, doing different body exercises at home. I mean, push-ups, pull-ups, get some dumbbells, get a bench. That's probably all you need. I would just join a gym, though. John wants to know if I'm going to play PUBG tonight. Maybe. Carl Wheeler, diagnosed with diabetes and going on walks and trying to change the diet. I'd like to see your gym routine as I start to incorporate lifting soon. We already talked about that, Carl. I wish you the best, man, and I hope your diabetes is manageable, my friend. Keep on the right track. I've heard of some people completely beating diabetes by just changing the way they eat. I don't know how true that is, but whatever. I hope you get where you want to go, Carl, because diabetes is nasty, man. So I know it most of the time it's manageable, but it can be dangerous. So I hope everything's okay, man. I read rum for fun. I loved when you would post the foods you would eat. Maybe some meal plans. That's another thing I could literally talk about all freaking day is the food that I eat. Again, I'm just going to recommend Greg Doucette because he's got amazing recipes and amazing diet advice. PJ the Great, all the above. I'm on a weight loss journey and serious this time. Your success inspires me and love to hear the updates. I think you've heard them all so far, PJ. Good luck on your weight loss journey, my friend. William Chavez says everything. You got it, bro. We've talked a lot about it. What kind of coffee do you drink ththese days? I have a Keurig. Is that how you say it? Keurig or Keurig? I don't know, but my cat's under my desk again. What are you doing? And I enjoy I get my coffee from the grocery store. Obviously, it's just 8 o'clock medium roast coffee. I will drink like 4 or 5 coffees a day. Unless I'm drinking energy drinks, then I will not drink as much coffee. Lee McCorston says, it'll be awesome. Let's just see all those gains. Thanks, man. I'm glad you enjoy the content. Dalton McKenzie says, been a long time follower and the progress you've made is crazy. He's proud of me. Hey, thank you, Dalton. I appreciate that. And Rog, I'm going to say this name wrong. I'm sorry. Ragvendra Singh says, hey, man, can you share your weekly workout routine and just what your day looks like? There's the picture that I posted of me at the gym the other day. Kind of a bad angle, but whatever. Got to put my phone wherever I can. So my weekly workout routine and what my day looks like. Well, I haven't talked about what my day looks like, but I've already talked about my workout split. Stop biting me, you crazy cat. So my average day, I'll just go through it as quick as I can because I've already taken up like 26 minutes just like 20 minutes just answering questions. So, but this is great. I love talking about this kind of stuff. So my average day, I do work a full-time job, but I work from home. And if the phone's not ringing, I can do other stuff. So I basically wake up every day around between like 5 and 6 a.m. You know, take care of my personal hygiene, get a shower, have a coffee. Right now I'm making a video, but normally I would just be having a coffee, feed the pets, take the dog on a walk, come home, have some breakfast, do some work, hit the gym whenever I get a chance. I usually hit the gym either around like noon or after work around like 5. The only time I can hit the gym early is if I'm not having a busy work day. And then, of course, I will walk 4 or 5 miles a day. So I like to take the dog on a couple like 1.5 or 2 mile walks 2 or 3 times a day. Do some cardio while I'm at the gym, and then for the rest of my day, I either try and find time to do a video game stream or lounge around and watch Netflix and have some good food. But my eating is always different. I used to think I had to eat like every 2 to 3 hours. Now I just kind of eat when I'm hungry. Usually I'll have my breakfast around 9, I'll have my lunch around 1 or 2, and I'll have my dinner around 6, 7, 8, or even 9, depending on how busy I am. But I do like to eat like probably an hour and a half before bed, so I feel like I can go to bed with my stomach digested, but still having that satisfied feeling. I also wake up every day around midnight and have a snack. Usually I have a bowl of berries with a little bit of whipped cream and powdered peanut butter. Like 200 or 300 calories, and I try to save room for that every day because I am a midnight snack eater. I've always been ever since I was a kid. I can't hardly even remember a night my whole life where I've actually slept the entire night and not woken up for some kind of snack. So the only thing I changed about that was instead of having like a super high processed sugar snack like cereal, I used to just wake up and eat Captain Crunch, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Lucky Charms, whatever. I'm a huge cereal guy. I have to like not eat cereal now because it's too addicting for me. I consider cereal like a cheat meal now, so I just switched that to something else that was sweet, you know, fruit, a little bit of low-fat whipped cream, powdered peanut butter, mix it up, nice and sweet, you know, low calorie. Satisfies my cravings, and then I go back to bed and I wake up and I do it all over again. So I hope that answers everybody's questions. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my fitness update. The biggest thing for me right now is just trying to get into a healthier relationship with food. But I think that is a lifelong struggle because most of us probably live in a place where fast food is abundant and easily available, and you can pull out your phone at midnight and order a pizza from bed and have it show up in 30 minutes if you want. So it is a struggle to always eat healthy, and nobody's perfect, especially not me. I used to think like eating pizza was like bad for you, but honestly now I just look at food as food. You know what I mean? And I try to eat home cooked meals 80% of the time and keep my pizza and other junk food down to 20% of the time, and that seems to be working great for me. Trying to lose my obsession with always having a six pack, because that basically means you have to starve yourself all the time, and I don't like starving myself. But I still do have a six pack. I don't know. I thought it would go away when I started gaining a little healthy fat back, but it's still there. So I'm happy about that, but who knows how long that will last. You should not be obsessed with having a six pack, because that is definitely something that will lead to all kinds of problems and eating disorders and you name it. But it looks cool, so there you go. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the fitness update. If you liked this, or if you enjoyed this, hit the like button, and I'll see you on the next video or the next live stream. And always remember, Taylor Swift for life. I'm out of here. Bye.